Hello, folks. It's Coach Brian Nugent here, and welcome to another edition of Coffee or Tea with Coach B. I want to welcome our special guest, Mrs. Kathy Grant. How you doing, Kathy?
Great, thanks. How are you today?
Doing good, doing good. So I got my tea right here. Whee! And my tea is kombucha. It's kombucha. And on this right here, if you say it says live like Jim Cooney. That's my wife's uncle that passed away so sadly from cancer. So Jimmy, to you, buddy, always in spirits. What are you drinking?
Just orange pico.
Pico, orange pico.
There we go, breakfast tea. Yep.
Jimmy was a great guy. Loved this guy. Loved him. Live like Jim Cooney, folks. What does that mean? Live with energy, vitality, happiness, love, and joy. That's what I think about when I think about Jimmy. So, Mrs. Grant, thank you for those of you who are like, why is he calling her Mrs. Grant? I don't know. I just call her Mrs. Grant. Her name's Kathy. Her name is Kathy, but I like to call her Mrs. Grant. It's very normal now. She's been with us. She's been with us now, I think about, 8 months or 9 months?
11 months.
11 months. So she's going on a year. All right, let me just give you a little brief intro. So she's going on a year. She's one of 5 kids, okay? 3 boys, 2 sisters, went to Centennial College, studied in business accounting and computer science. She has 4 of her own children, okay? 3 girls, 1 boy. She has a teenage daughter. She's about 17. She has 2 grandchildren. She has another one coming on the way. So that would be a total of 3. And she got married to Steve. Where the hell is Steve at the age of 22? And she also trains at our facility with her lovely younger sister, baby sister, Anna Maria. How'd I do there, Mrs. Grant?
Awesome, but I only have 1 sister.
Oh, what did I say? You have 2 sisters? Oh, I got confused. 5 siblings, 3
awesome.
boys, 2 girls. There you go.
Yeah.
All right,
Awesome.
Mrs. Grant. So let's get right into this. All right, you're having pico. I'm having kombucha. This is the first time, folks, I'm having kombucha tea, by the way. So how did it all get started? You coming to the gym, Pickering Fitness and Wellness Center. Let's start with the basics.
My sister started her own weight loss program a few years ago, and then she got to the point where she wanted to join a gym, and she went and she gave me a call and she said, I found this gym and I think this is what you need to get yourself motivated again. In May last year, my son got married, and I look back at the pictures and there's a couple pictures where I'm dancing with my arms up, and I absolutely hate the pictures of myself on there. And when she said to me, she's found a gym that she thinks we will do well at, I immediately jumped on board because I saw some of those pictures and I absolutely hate them.
Okay.
A year before that, my other daughter got married, and my daughter Stephanie got married. And at that time, I was in better shape, but between September and May, I fell off the wagon and I didn't look good for the second wedding. And it was enough. I just needed a visualization to realize, listen, you got to get back at it. You got to get some definition. I've always been a gym person. I've always had a membership at a gym, probably for the last 20 years. And that's basically how it started. So
yeah. Okay, perfect. So let's talk about that a little bit. Okay. So you obviously, it sounds like you've struggled with your weight off and on, going up 20 pounds, down pounds, 20 pounds, up 20 pounds, down 20 pounds. You've been doing that your whole life, right? This has been the longest time period, I'm guessing here, that you've kept it off. Okay?
Yeah.
So what has happened for you? Because, I mean, let's be honest, right? There's a lot of people that go up and down, down and up, right? So that's a very familiar story. What transition, what clicked for you? What actually happened for you that you were able now, for going on a year, for the longest you've done your whole life? Now, keep in mind, moment here, folks. She's been doing this her whole life. And now in the last 11 months, she's been able to, what was the click for you that made you stick with it? What happened?
Okay, so I've been to every weight loss place probably there is. I've been to Jenny Craig, I've been to, like you name it, Bernstein. And all of the times when I've gone, there's been an event that motivated me within a couple months. So you've got 8 weeks, 10 weeks, you're going on vacation.
Wedding, all of that stuff, yeah.
You've got this, and I'm very good at losing. When I put my mind to something, I can do it. So I would get to that point, and when I got to that point, I would be where I wanted to be weight-wise, not fitness-wise, weight-wise. And then when that was over, it was like, okay, I've been there, done it, and then it would come back. So this time, what happened was I joined your gym, and we did the 6-week challenge first. Mm-hmm. And of course, I had the same mindset. I'm going to go there. I'm going to do my 6 weeks.
Oh, I remember.
You remember?
I remember during her, folks, just so you know, during the 6-week journey, she's like, hey, just so you know, I'm like 3 weeks in, but I'm not staying on after this. Just so we're
clear. My prison sentence. I said it was like a life sentence, and I'm doing time. So it was class. Everybody would laugh because it would be a countdown. Mm. And I would be like, yeah, 13 more classes left, because I would go Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 13 left, 12 left. And when I got to about the week before the end, I thought to myself, oh my God, what am I going to do now? I'm at the end and I'm getting these results, right? And my fitness is coming, and I thought, I can't do what I've done always. I've got to this point. I can't let it go, because not only did I lose weight, this time I lost weight, and I got in the shape that I was looking, not perfect, but I started to see some results, and I thought, okay, now it's different to lose weight and gain the weight back when you haven't got your body in shape. But this time it was all around, mentally too, because I did come in with some negativity, as some people know. Mm-hmm. And the positive flow and energy at the gym is so different than any other gym. We're all friends. We're all accountable to each other. I want to make sure, learn from everybody. Everybody has so much to teach me. And it was just different. We're a team. Yeah. I like being a team. You know, I like tennis. I like
for sure.
So this time it was like, okay, you're not going to do this anymore. This is what you've got to do for your whole life. It was like a life. The lights finally went off. This is not for today. This is not for 6 weeks. This is forever.
Yeah.
I finally realized after 40 years of dieting, this is forever. This is a lifestyle change. And I finally made a lifestyle change.
Good for you. Good for you. So first of all, let's give you a round of applause for that, because that's obviously a big deal. I mean, there's a lot of people watching this right now, and there's a lot of people who have started a program and quit after they've gotten the results, because now, I've been doing this for 25 years, and, it just kills me when I see that, like, they got fit for the wedding and they're gone. They got fit for the vacation and they're gone, right? Who was your heroes growing up? Who'd you look up to?
I didn't really have any heroes looking up to. I didn't have any older brothers and sisters. No one really. I didn't really get involved in sports.
Mm-hmm. Did you look up to your parents for their hard work and stuff? Did you look up to anybody?
My mom is the best mom that, like, she is the world to me. She's the greatest. My dad's a great dad too, but my mom she'll bend over backwards and do anything for you. And she's always been like that. She's always been there for us. She's supportive.
What's something that you could take away from your mom that she's taught you that you apply to your life today?
She's always put God, I guess religion and family is the most important thing to me. Yeah. So it's always been family and our beliefs. Yeah.
Family and religion.
My kids, my husband, and my family, my friends. That's the most important thing to me.
Yeah. Gotcha. Okay. So you've obviously lost, how much weight have you lost?
About 22, 23 pounds.
22, 23 pounds. So you probably would have lost about 15 or 20 inches or so, we'll say. You obviously like to play sports. Tennis is one of your great loves, right? Tell us a bit about tennis, how you got involved with tennis, and how your new, we'll say new and improved you has helped your tennis game. And I think that's important for our listeners right now, because, anytime you get, physically fit and you're in a program that's going to help you not only lose weight and lose inches and feel better, but it's also, if it's the right scientifically proven, driven training program, it's going to impact in a positive way that sport they're playing. So tell us a bit about how you got started in tennis and how it's helped your tennis game.
So I didn't really do
that tea by that way, or is that tea frozen right now? Is it cold tea? Is it like iced tea?
So when like I said, I have 4 kids. So when my third child wasn't about grade 1 or 2, I started playing with the neighbor tennis. I never played any sports really until then. I went to the gym and did my stuff in the gym, but I never played organized sports as a child.
Yeah.
So when I would say probably close to, it was in my 30s, I guess, I started playing tennis just for fun. You know, I'd pop down the courts in Pickering at the Glendale courts, and I would play. And then I would start with a beginner league, and I would play every Tuesday night in the summer, never in the winter. And then the Ajax bubble opened up, and I started playing indoor tennis in the winter. And it would be sporadic. And then one of the coaches there, another coach B, and another Brian, asked me to play. I started playing on Fridays there, and then I started playing in a C league. And it was, I mean, I didn't really know much about the sport, but I loved it. I loved going out. Like I said, I stayed home with my kids. I worked part-time, only 2 to 3 days a week. So I've always been home for the kids. So this was something new to me. I'd never been on a team. Yeah. And I really enjoyed it. So then as the years went on, I've probably been playing competitive tennis for maybe 7, 8 years. I progressed to a higher level. And with the gym, it changed a lot of things. It changed my speed on the court. Yeah. Fitness-wise, power-wise, with my shots, that's probably all the same. The strokes this doesn't really change much on my strokes and my shots. Yeah. However, my speed from the baseline to the net is much quicker. Yeah. And my endurance and my game is much better. Injuries, I've only had 1 injury in probably, touch wood, maybe like 20, 30 years. And it was only, actually 2. I had plantar fasciitis in my foot, which healed. So you got a lot faster, right? Yeah. You're able to get to the baseline to the net a lot quicker. Yeah. Right? And obviously your game's improved considerably through the fitness routine. Obviously you enjoy the game of tennis. You enjoy what it does for you. Obviously it's like whether it's spiritual or whatever, I don't know what it is, but it feels good, right, for you. Yeah, right. What would you say to other people who are thinking about, improving not only their tennis game, but also their other parts of fitness? Because I find that with people, especially when they play, I don't want to call it delicate sports, but sports that require a lot of coordination and finesse, we'll call it, right? They might be afraid because it's like, my shot's going to be thrown off, right? Like, the golfer that's afraid to work out because his shot game will be off. There's still people with that archaic thinking, oh, my shot's going to be off with my touch with the racket. You know what I mean? Or my shot's going to be off with a basketball. You know what I mean? Like, there's still some people thinking like that, as crazy as that sound. What would you say to those people about, getting involved and getting healthy? I think that getting healthy and going to the gym can only improve your game. I've got tremendous shoulder strength now that I never had before. So it's great for smashes. It's great for certain shots. I don't think it gets in the way. It's not like, maybe in golf, if you build your shoulders too much, it can get in the way of your swing. My dad used to always say, can't go to the gym because it wrecks my swing in golf. But in tennis, I don't think the fitness program that we do at Pickering Fitness and Wellness doesn't hurt anything. If anything, it's all good. It's not going to affect your game. Maybe if you're playing professional tennis and there's certain regimented program that you're following, sure. But as a B, C, A player in tennis, I don't think it's ever going to hurt your game. It's going to make it better, if anything. So, yeah.
How many days a week are you training now? I know, folks, if you're watching this video right now, this is a COVID-19 interview. It is, the date is April 26th, I believe, to the year 2020. So we are in lockdown right now. But the question was, how
many times I train?
Yeah. So normally, how many times a week do you train right now?
So right now I'm doing 3 to 4 days. when I set my goals back after my 6-week challenge, I had to make it realistic for myself so that I would not fall back into old habits. So I didn't want, a couple of weeks I went 4 or 5 times and I found myself tired. And it did affect my tennis game. I was too tired. So I found the balance for me of 3 to 4 days is perfect. But you have to keep in mind, when we're not in COVID, I also play tennis 4 to 6 hours a week on top of that. So I had to balance it, and I had to make it so that I enjoyed it and not that I hated it. I didn't want it to be somewhere I went to that I hated. So to me, 3 days is absolutely perfect.
Yeah. Good. What impact now? I mean, obviously you're a lot fitter, you're more nimble. I mean, life has improved drastically since you've been working out here at Pickering Fitness and Wellness Center. You've lost weight. How has this impacted you being a mother and also you being a grandmother in regards to improving your life?
Wow, I love my grandkids. You know that. Me and the babies. There's I love babies. The more the merrier. I think I would have had 10 if I could have.
Yeah.
But anyway, no. Oh yeah, we go to the zoo all the time. I take the 2 kids. That's our favorite place. We love the polar bears. I've got a lot of energy. I'm pretty energetic anyway, but now I'm really energetic. So that part is really good. I'm hoping that now when we go to the zoo, we're going to go see the moose down at the bottom of the hill with the stroller, not just stay at the top of the zoo. So we'll go back down to the bottom.
Yeah.
Years ago, I stopped going to see, I think it's a moose or something down there or whatever.
Yeah, you're like, that's too much work.
Oh, yeah, with the stroller?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's a piece of cake.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I've got a lot of energy for them, but
That's so important, especially, people who are trying to stay fit, people who, there's a lot of people at home right now who have this crazy belief of, let me get fit before I go to the gym. That doesn't make any sense, or let me learn how to swim before I get swimming lessons. Sorry, what'd you say? Or here's a better one. When I get flexible, I'll start yoga. What's happening here, right? If you want those things, you have to go and get them, and then you're going to get what you're actually looking for. Tell me a bit about, obviously, being on a fitness routine, and I was reading your bio. A lot of people approach fitness on many different ways. Some people have so many different motives. Even though everybody's at the gym together, everybody has a different motive why they're there. Some people are there because they don't want to have diabetes or have like heart disease. The next person's there because they want to lose weight. Next person's there because they want to feel better in their clothes. Next person's there is because they want to build self-confidence. I know with you, right, you talked about how working out and eating right, the two have to go tandem. Tell us a bit about that, and tell us a bit about what you're eating now and how it's differently and why those two are so important for them to go together for you.
With me, I've discovered, I've always known, but more closely now when I started to watch my diet, I'm a carb addict. I love my carbs. If you bring an Italian loaf in my house, like my husband and I will eat it in a couple hours with butter, it's gone. So I love my carbs. So I found, like my sister, she did the keto diet. I actually did that for a little while. Once I got used to the idea that I didn't have those carbs in my diet, I'm a low carb diet I have now. I'm not a keto, not fully keto, because I need some of the other food groups. But when I reduced the carbs, it reduced the cravings. And I was able to stay away. Like, I don't eat a lot of sugar. I love sugar, but I don't.
Walk us through a typical day from breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and snacks in between, so that our viewers that are watching have a clear idea of what you're consuming. Because low carbs, that makes sense. No sugar, that makes sense. But what exactly does that mean? So you wake up, you eat breakfast, or you don't eat breakfast?
I tried doing that fasting. I don't know. I'm gonna have to try that.
Just tell me what you normally do. Just tell me what you normally do.
So for breakfast, we boil a lot of eggs in our house. So I'll have probably a couple of eggs.
Okay, 2 eggs.
Water, 2 eggs.
2 eggs with water?
Now, avocados, which I hated before. So even scrambled eggs and put a half an avocado in there, love it. So I'll have that for breakfast. I like walnuts and I like almonds.
So this is all breakfast now?
No, that's it for breakfast. And a coffee, maybe a tea later on, that's it. I don't eat a big breakfast. If I didn't have eggs, my other option would be a low-carb bread with a natural peanut butter and maybe a third of a banana chopped up on top of it, half
Okay.
of a banana. So that would be my breakfast. I'm not one for smoothies. I like to eat my foods. I don't like to drink them.
Yep.
So, and I find they don't fill me up. So that would be my breakfast. Those are basically, we also have now, I go to a store in Pickering, Dr. Poon diet. There's a natural food, good food in there. And they have pancakes, so we can eat those pancakes too. So I'll eat those if I don't eat the other two, and they're healthy ones, so they're good. So those are my 3 choices I do for breakfast. I don't eat oatmeal. I stay away from.
Okay.
And bacon.
So then what happens after breakfast? You eat a snack or you get right to lunch?
A lot of times I don't have a snack.
Okay, so tell us what happens at lunchtime now.
So then I'll usually a salad, or I'll have tuna or some hummus with some vegetables as a dip. Basically, those are my only options for lunch.
So a salad. What's in your salad? Because that doesn't tell anybody anything. What's in your salad?
I'll put chicken in there. I love balsamic dressing. To me, it's like dessert.
Yeah.
Balsamic, some strawberries, some walnuts, goat cheese, and a balsamic dressing. And to me, that's like
perfect.
The best.
And then your next meal is at dinner, or you eat something in the afternoon?
If I didn't have a little bit of almonds, I might have some almonds in between.
Okay. And then what does dinner look like?
So dinner, like the other day, I made turkey chili. But normally I don't. I guess chili wouldn't be mine. It would be like grilled chicken or beef. I have all the food groups in there. Salmon, I love salmon. Lots of broccoli, lots of cauliflower.
Yeah.
Not as much cauliflower as my sister, but lots of broccoli.
Yeah. Your sister loves her some cauliflower. Okay.
Or sprouts or something like that. Yeah.
All right. So I noticed that you have a big group of friends. You have people that you're connected to for years and years and years. Now, I've been doing this for a long time, 25 years, and I've literally, I don't want to say I've seen everything, but I think I've seen everything, right? In any event, one of the challenges I find, and maybe you could talk about this, okay? One of the challenges I find that when someone's starting to get healthy, okay, they're losing weight, they're feeling great, their inches are going down, their weight's going down, their diet has changed, right? So here they are in the health continuum, they're getting better and better and better, but their friends, their family are staying the same. You feel me? Yeah. Right? And the gap is just growing and growing. How have you been able to manage, the situation of you improving your health and wellness, but then people around you might be in the same? Because obviously that's a problem I've always noticed, where people get sucked in. You get invited to that party, and everybody used to eat junk food, and you used to be one of them, you know what I mean? And they're like, hey, come on, let's have some. But you're like, oh, damn, that ain't me no more. Like, you know what I mean? How do you manage that situation of improving one's health and wellness, but then maybe those around you are not, and then there's going to be some type of challenges that exist?
Well, you kind of hope that some of it would rub off. Like my husband, Steve, he's never really been on board. He's like me. We would go up and down and up and down. And you can only encourage people and try and share in what's helped you. Because I think there are certain things in my life, because I've been doing this for so many years. I mean, I'm not there yet. It's only been like a little bit of a year where I've been, like you said, it takes like 3, 4, 5 years of staying the same before you can really offer solid advice that's working for me now. And I'm plan on staying here. Yeah. But when I go out to places where it's challenging, sometimes what I do is I'll eat before I go. So that I'm not starving when I get there, because if they're going to have like all pastas and all breads and all that type of stuff, then, I'll make sure I have a couple eggs before I go, or something so I won't go completely off, because it's very difficult for me to get back on track. I find if I don't hop on it right away the next day. Yeah. Like when we went on vacation, the very next day I was back at the gym. Yeah. I know I gained. I know I ate those foods. I forgave myself, because you know what? I'm on vacation, and maybe you don't agree with me, but I like to enjoy my vacation. Food's part of it. I just have to work harder when I get home. So yeah. I go back to the gym and work at it.
Yeah.
So I try to, the easiest way to do it is to prepare myself for it, knowing that food may not be perfect when I'm there. Look for food groups when I'm there that I can eat. Bring stuff with me or eat before I go. And I'm going to always have a glass of wine. I don't care if I'm on the diet or not. I'll have my glass of wine. So it's
Tell us, thank you for that. Tell us about what it's like to work out, but you're not always in the mood to work out, but you still do it anyways. Because I think there's a lot of people who are working out, there's a lot of people who want to work out, but there's this erroneous belief system. And I've always believed that working out to me is like paying bills. You might not want to do it, but you better do it anyways if you want those lights to stay on, right? If you want that internet available, you want that heat, you want that water, you better pay those bills, even though you might not want to pay those bills, but you're doing it because you know the value of it, right? And a lot of times there are people who are sitting at home and they're like, well, if it ain't fun, don't do it. I don't know if that's always the case when it comes to fitness and health. If you can find something that's fun, exciting, and it's healthy, fantastic. But to me, you got to take care of your health. That takes precedence over everything, right? How do you stay focused to stay motivated to keep going? Because I think you might be an individual that's not all about gung-ho, about woo, exercise, fitness. Yeah, I can't wait. I love the gym. But I don't think that's really you. But you still do it anyways, right?
Okay, so in the beginning it was hard, but I made a commitment. You have to make a commitment to your fitness and your health. And in the beginning I made a commitment. I think once people start to see results, it's much easier to make it part of your life. So when I realized that, hey, I'm looking okay now, it's coming, I got to stay here now. So I'm like, don't let go of that. So it is a job. It's not something that comes natural to me. I have to work really hard at the gym to get where I am. And it's not easy when we were at the gym, I was going to the 6:30 classes. I don't know if I'll be able to do that now, again, when we go back, but it's hard and it's a commitment and it's now part of my life. So suck it up, go to the gym. I do what I got to do. And at the end of it, I feel so grateful and so well and so good. And I could go there not being happy, not being this, but you got the team around you motivating you. We've got you. And I feel great when I leave. So it's all part of it.
Okay.
So that's how I stay motivated, by how I feel after and the results that I'm getting as I go. To me, that's what keeps me in it. And it's a job. We don't like everything we're doing in life. I don't like doing laundry. I don't like cooking. I don't like cleaning, but someone's got to do it. And it's me, my benefit, directly benefits me and everybody around me when I'm happy.
Nice, nice. And just before we go, I want to ask you, tell me about the relationship between you and your baby sister, Anna Maria. Now, for those that are watching this, she comes to the gym with her sister. They've been here 11 months. And tell me about that relationship, about you guys together and working out, and what that's done for you guys, as in like family, doing things together. It could be a husband and wife, brother and sister, sister and sister, brother and brother, cousin and aunt. It doesn't really matter. Tell me what that's been like, that journey.
First of all, Annie is my best friend, Anna Maria. She's, I guess, 10 years younger than me, 9.5 or 10.5, whatever it is, years younger than me. The greatest day of my childhood was the day she was born, and we're very, very, very close. In the last few years, she's gone on a journey and lost a lot of weight, over 100 pounds. And then she got into the fitness end of it. And together, we push each other, we support each other. It's the greatest thing. We go to the classes together. We do all the challenges. She's just starting up a 6-week challenge for 10 pounds. And we just feed off each other. It's just so positive. She's the greatest.
That's awesome.
We keep each other on track. We push each other.
There
we
you
did
go.
a 2-week challenge, and I was near the end. And she was like, oh, no. I'm like, listen, I knew as soon as I hung up the phone, she's knocking those things off the list. So we really inspire. She's so inspirational. She is just, it's unbelievable.
Now, for those that are watching, we're going to do a little rapid fire real quick. Mrs. Grant's also the winner of our Fit Go Challenge. Now, our Fit Go Challenge, for those that don't know, it was extremely tough. Now, Fit Go is like bingo, but it's not one line you got to do. You got to do the whole entire card. All right. And we had things ranging from, they had 2 weeks to do it. And I'm just going to throw some things at you, what was on that card, right? It was take 2 ice baths for 20 minutes, cut out caffeine, vaping, cigarettes, alcohol, sugar for like 5 days straight, drink 3 liters of water, do 250 burpees, tell your family 3 things that you love about them. There's a whole bunch of different stuff on there. what did you find? And the whole purpose of our Fit Go challenge, like when you see those cards, was when I designed it, it was to challenge people emotionally, physically, mentally, psychologically, right? It wasn't just a physical one. It was going to make people really be pushed. Which one did you find the hardest? And she was our winner. She won $100 at Amazon. Woohoo! Which one did you find the most challenging out of all of them?
I think the one that I would have found the most challenging, I didn't do, which was the push-up. So I opted.
Oh, yeah. So just so we know, what happened was on the card, there was one section in there that says, make a imitation of Coach B. And if you do that, you're able to get rid of one of the squares. So she chose to do an imitation, which then allowed her to get rid of the 250 push-ups. Was that what it was?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So there you have it. She finagled her way out.
They were, I'd have to say they were all challenging in a different way. The technology one, not having the phone on from 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
That was another one. No technology from 3 p.m. onward, 2 times. That's a tough one, folks.
We play cards in the night, so my family, Rachel and Steve, were like, oh my God, no radio again. You're doing this. Do you have to do this? How about if you just don't do it? I'm like, absolutely not. There's no radio. We just have to talk.
Yeah.
So that one was hard. I found the ice bath extremely hard. Extremely hard. I had to take myself mentally.
And what did you tell yourself? Do you remember what you told me?
I had to pretend. Well, first of all, when I got in the bath, it was like I couldn't even breathe. Like that really.
20-minute ice bath, people. 20-minute ice bath. Yeah.
I stepped in it and I thought, oh my God, I'm going to die. Like I got to do this again. All I could think of was I just don't have to do it once. I got to do it twice. So I got in there and I thought, okay, this is mind over matter. And like I've had 4 kids, so I can take myself away from the point. So I thought to myself, stop feeling sorry for yourself. There's all these frontline workers out there. They're working in hospitals and they've got these COVID people coming in. And here you are feeling sorry for yourself about the bath. Put yourself in that hospital. And I no longer felt the cold. It worked. I pulled myself out and I thought, you can't be feeling sorry for yourself with this ice bath. Like this is great. There's so many things worse in life, and it worked. I couldn't believe it. It worked. It pulled me through it. So that one was hard.
Okay, so it was the ice bath was the hard one. Okay, so let's do a little quick rapid fire before we close this off. Okay, I'll throw some things at you. You just tell me first thing that comes to your mind. Keep it short, keep it sweet, and get right to it. Okay. All right. So what we got here? What's your favorite food?
Right now, popcorn.
Oh my God! I'm gonna cancel this damn interview right now.
Popcorn, farm boy popcorn.
Can you believe this, folks? I can't. I'm freaking sweating right now. Okay, popcorn. What's your favorite movie?
That's a really good one. I don't even know. I really like The Wizard of Oz.
Okay, Wizard of Oz. Wizard of Oz. Okay, what's a food you can't stand?
Can't stand?
Yeah.
I don't like hard cheese.
Okay, hard cheese. What do you care about the most?
My family.
Your family. What does personal health mean to you?
Everything.
Everything?
It's important, yeah.
First thing that comes to mind when you think of Pickering Fitness and Wellness Center?
Team Titan.
Team Titan. And what's the power of tennis in your life?
What's the power?
Yeah, what does tennis mean to you?
Oh, it's my sanity.
Sanity.
Sanity,
okay.
Yeah.
There you have it, folks. Well, Mrs. Grant, thank you so much for joining us in another edition of Coffee or Tea with Coach B. And I want to thank you for joining us today. And I hope that those that are watching, that you got some really good value. Okay. And it's something that you can take away and learn for yourself or others, and share this video. Thank you, Mrs. Grant. And I look forward to seeing you at the next workout.
Thank you, Coach B. Thank you for everything you do for me and for Team Titan and for the world. I think you're an inspiration and a fantastic leader for all. Thank you,
Mrs. Grant. Can we toast? Come to the camera with it. There you go. Oh, all right.
Cheers.
Cheers. Okay, Mrs. Grant, I'll see you in a bit.
Have a great day.
Take care.
Bye-bye.